Aloha, this is your mean squirrel, here with a quick disclaimer. This podcast contains explicit content and parental discretion is advised. So no bitching if you fucking get offended by anything. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Squirrel Tangent. And almost 2 years into this, you realize that actually it's more than 2 years now. Jesus.
I don't know.
It's 50 some episodes, 2 a month, give or take. So yeah, it's been more than 2 years. Wow. But in all that time, whenever I'm trying to actually explain what this podcast is, first off, I say that we have no set subject matter because, well, we can't. And second off, I say it's not safe for work, and I use your opening to explain it best. And I just play it like, if you want to know content, there you go.
Yep.
So, this is actually your first episode back in a while, though. Been a rough couple weeks.
Yep.
So, But
not
it's one that we don't need to actually bring up in the episode because, we always try to keep this lighthearted. Speaking of lighthearted, how about no heart with the dumbass? Apparently Trump now wants people to carry the Trump card. I don't know if you saw this. He's actually charging people. He wants his supporters to carry things like that.
Good grief. Or were we just watching the makings of a tyrant?
Right. And it's like step by step him. And yeah.
Especially the Hitler part.
Right. Like every step of it. Evil newsmakers, find somebody, a scapegoat, etc., etc. It was just weird. But then there's the dumbasses attacking people on flights.
Have you seen some of the videos of them taping him to the chair?
I have. It's hilarious. I saw some before the after photos where somebody was from a distance had. So the story on this guy is he was on Frontier Airlines. On Frontier Airlines, and this guy gets on the plane. He has a couple of drinks, goes to the bathroom, comes out without his shirt on,
and then proceeds to grope two of the female flight attendants.
So then they turn around and they have a guy keep an eye on him. Well,
he wouldn't shut up.
Drunk dumbass that he is didn't like that, and he attacked the guy that they had watching him. So, wrestling match later, this is all of course caught on video. They pin him to his seat.
Well, they duct tape him to his seat.
Then proceed to duct tape him to his seat. And we're not talking about just duct tape his back to the seat. No, they duct taped his head. They made sure he couldn't speak. He was just forehead.
But he did. You know how after a while, if you start to sweat and it gets wet, you can separate it from your mouth. So he kind of looked like, what was the two Canadian
Oh,
ones
God.
from South Park.
Matt and Trey Parker.
No, the Uncle Fucker.
Oh, oh, you're an Uncle Fucker. Yes, it's true. Nobody fucks Uncle Fuck like you.
So the tape was down like that, and he was talking, and the bottom was moving, and that's just what it reminded me
my
of.
favorite though is like if I had been on that plane, I would have been cheering them on, because to watch them with the duct tape, wrapping it around his head, then around the back of the seat, it was great.
Airplane was laughing.
And see, now, one of the first things that the news article said was, oh yeah, they suspended the flight attendants and now they flip-flopped and they're supporting the flight attendants. That's not really, at least as far as my guess is, that's not really what happened. What happens is, and this would happen with me because I'm a bus driver, if I
they knee-jerk reacted before they had a chance to watch all the separate videos.
No, it's not even that. As a bus driver, if I get in an altercation with a passenger, whether it's my fault or not. No, that was a plane.
A plane is different.
Same.
No, it's regulated by government.
Right. So are we.
Not
we don't have
bus.
anywhere near the. We don't have it anywhere near the top. And it's still controlled under the. Apparently, it's actually under TSA. Who knew? I find this out because it's being regulated under the mask mandate. All public transportation, anything controlled under TSA. But the standard practice is, if there's an altercation, the people involved in the altercation that work for the company are immediately suspended, whether they're at fault or not. The fault is not the question at that point. They are removed from the situation or from work until an investigation is done. If at the end of the investigation they're cleared, it's decided they were not at fault, they did the right thing, etc., etc., the company will totally back them, bring them back to work, pay them for the time that they missed, etc. If they're found at fault, well, good, they got them off the force, they didn't have them working.
Okay, you're boring me.
Okay, easily.
I'm just saying.
Oh, God. Yeah, this is why we need her, because she keeps me straight. Well, weird. Yeah, whatever.
He just doesn't speak correctly.
No,
and
I don't.
he must have the most giant balls of earwax in his ears, because I say things and he turns around and goes, huh? Or I say things in my normal tone of voice, which is this. He's I hear you. So that's why my throat always feels like it's shredded, because I'm fucking yelling all the time.
Well,
now we had to get to the point of where we have to have humidifiers, so that when I have to yell his name,
no, that's because
I don't turn in my vocal cords don't turn into beef jerky.
No, that's because with the humidifier, it helps you to not smell shit. So she has this sinus condition, and maybe somebody's a doctor can tell me about this.
I had a really bad sinus infection. And I don't know if I explained this one before. It was to the point where my whole left cheek was swollen. Like the skin was super shiny and hard and everything. And all of a sudden my fever shot up from like 100 to 104. And I started convulsing. So Greg calls the ambulance. You know, if we wanted to get to the hospital,
we could have walked there in 20 minutes.
Because it's really at the time the hospital was not very far. But anyways, and I will never go to this hospital again. This hospital
Jesus.
is
Well, thankfully, we would never be taken to the hospital now because,
yeah.
we'd have to cross 5,000 miles of ocean.
But anyway, I go there for the, the swollen and the fever. And now when I was convulsing, it felt like I did 1,000 crunches in 1 second. So of course my stomach is going to hurt. The nurses and everybody heard nothing else I said except that my stomach hurt. They didn't hear that it was my sinus and my cheek was fat and my fever was high. All they heard was my stomach was sore. So what do? They start the process of checking if my appendix burst. I'm like, it's in my nostrils, not in my guts. And they went through the whole process, and this donkey over here and my donkey number 1 and 2 are laughing because they had given me like a sedative because I can't take morphine. I kind of look like a rabid dog, but I'm me and any morphine or morphine derivative are not friends. But so they tell me they want to do a barium enema. I mean a CT scan, and I had to take the glowing, the
orange tang.
Yeah, the orange tang.
Up the poop chute.
I've had that done before, and they gave me time to drink it, which I always end up throwing up about an hour and a half after I leave the hospital. I was like, oh, I gotta drink that tang crap. They're like, no. We need to get it into your system faster. I was like, well, how the hell does that happen?
Direct application?
I'm thinking, oh, they're gonna give me an IV or whatever. No. I have to do barium enema. I was like, you guys are gonna put tang up my ass? The drink of astronauts? No, I'm all loaded.
Yeah, but this time they've given her some good painkillers.
I don't know what the hell they gave me, but it
it was the good stuff.
If they could have recorded what I sounded like, that was pure comedy. I was like, so donkey number 1 and 2, which is Greg and my sister, are laughing with their faces, all our faces, when they said, no, we have to give you a barium enema. We all had this like deer in the headlights look, but my head is kind of weaving, and I'm like, you're gonna shove tang up my ass? And then the 2 donkeys, I see them shaking because they're trying not to laugh out loud. I was like, go ahead, laugh. I had absolutely zero tact at this point, because whatever the fuck they gave me
was working.
It was working and completely disintegrated my tact. And so the guy comes and they take me and they're still not listening to me. I'm like, my face hurts, not my asshole. And we go and so one side of the room has like this nice nature wall with woods and all of that business wallpaper, and the other side is just plain. So he tells me what we're, and I was like, Siri, when they rolled me in and showed who I got to meet, who was going to do this, was this little skinny Filipino guy. I was like, are you for real? You're the one that's gonna violate my pooper? You didn't even take me on a date. You didn't give me dinner. You didn't buy me candies. You didn't fucking give me flowers. And you're gonna fucking violate my ass? I'm gonna leave my address, and I expect all of these things at my house this coming week. And I could hear the people in the control room laughing. And this is how bad it was.
How much you want to bet that they went home and talked about you?
I bet they did. Because it got worse. So then he tells me, okay, lean to the left. So what do I see when I lean to the left? I see the nice trees. I said, oh, so that's why you guys put the nice calm tree wallpaper on the left side of the room so we can think, life is great. Please stick that 5-inch white tube up my ass. So then they have this like barrel next to you. And then it felt like it was like a keg. My ass had a kegger. I hear him.
Butt shots. If they'd had alcohol, at least it could have been fine. Yeah, it was a butt bong.
I had a butt bong. So I'm bitching at the trees, and he's pumping me up with fucking Tang from a keg. And then I'm like, okay, I'm filled up. Expecting they're going to take it out, and I'm just going to have to squeeze my cheeks with everything I have so that this Tang does not go shooting all over this CAT scan. No. They tell me to lie on my back and to hold the fucking tube in my bunghole. I'm like, are you fucking serious? I have to hold it? What if I cough and it shoots out? Which I was really hoping I did not cough. Because that would have been like a white bullet with Tang and doo-doo all over the place.
And you think it would be the first time?
On someone much older, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, so they do all of that. Then I'm done. They leave me in the hallway to wait for the guy to come and bring me, the guy that brought me up to the CT scan, to take me back down. And I'm like, oh God, I gotta go to the bathroom again. That was the best poo I ever had in my life. I swear I lost
right?
I swear I lost 15 pounds. I was like, this is great, but not fun.
Yeah. No, it's not. No, it was hilarious, actually. It was totally fun for me.
Fucking donkeys. They knew when I was done, because as soon as the elevator opened, I was still bitching. I was like, I feel violated. I have Tang leaking out of my ass.
At least you didn't pull the fart bomb like your mom.
It's true. But still.
That was, yeah.
And then after all of that, they're like, oh, we don't see any, it's not your, I said, I didn't come in here for my fucking appendix. It's my goddamn face.
And they still let you just go home.
Yeah, they let me go home.
So she ended up going to her doctor like later on that week, and the doctor's like, you have a massive sinus infection, gave her some antibiotics, and then like a day later it was cleared up.
He said if I waited any longer, they were going to have to stick a tube up my nose and drain my sinus.
Oddly enough, that very same doctor, wasn't that the one that had you loaded up on a bunch of drugs that you really didn't need? So it's like that was a mixed bag of nuts on that one.
And then if especially in his profession, being a doctor,
mm-hmm.
I don't think your religion or your political views should be voiced
ever
to any of your patients, no matter how long you've known them. Now, I've known him since I was little. He was Mom's doctor first.
Mm-hmm.
And then as I got older, he became my doctor.
Yeah.
And then realized that I had almost every fucking same ailment as her.
And then some.
Mm-hmm. He's all, oh my God, Barbara Jr.
Well, and then some, because remember, a lot of the stuff that you have came from your dad's side of the family, which he still can't understand the concept.
That's the bottom half.
Yeah, from the waist down, one side of the family. From the waist up, the other side of the family.
Yeah.
And what's bad though is because you've got feminine issues that come from your dad's side of the family,
and he never understands it. He goes, but I'm
I'm
like,
a guy.
I'm not insulting your boys. I'm not insulting the Sacks. I'm not saying that they're defective. I don't want to know what they look like. I don't know. I don't care. But it's genetic. What do you mean? What genetic mean? I said, you're swimmers. Inside your swimmers.
When you arrive
and your tadpoles, it's something that lives in your tadpoles. I mean, complete Sesame Street style explanation.
And it's bad because your dad has now defined the term that we use for climax, at least male climax.
And now
yeah. When you arrive.
Shut up, I'm trying to drink my water.
Hey, at least guys don't have to worry about getting moist.
Moist. That's such a gross word, moist.
I don't understand why that's a gross word.
I don't know. It never used to bother me before, but until they connected that word to that strange lady's looking face. And so every time you say the word moist, you see like face, and it's just moist.
I mean, you can still go to a restaurant, and some of them still do this with the moist towelettes. And
when you go on an airplane, moist. And you have to say it that way too, moist. Moist.
Oh God! Now, whatever happened, man? When I was a kid, now it wasn't necessarily good food, but when I was a kid, like a meal was included with a flight. Now you're lucky to get fucking peanuts.
These nuts.
like seriously, you're lucky to get peanuts, complimentary peanuts on a flight, and even then, peanuts might be like $1.50 for a bag.
If they even give you peanuts, because now they have to be. They have
conscientious
about the people who are allergic to these nuts.
Which, okay, yes, good. Yes, be aware. But damn it, that little plastic bag of peanuts,
like, what am I
going to
do? Pelt peanuts at the person who's allergic to them? If I'm across the way, they're going to be like, I smell these nuts.
I want to see you pelt them with the nuts.
I would gladly. I would get a gun that was a nut shooter.
You couldn't even finish saying it.
I knew what it sounded like, and I couldn't stop it, and it still came home. I still said it.
So we got butt bongs and nut shooters.
You had ass gravy earlier.
Ass gravy, yes.
Greg made dinner, and I don't.
I don't even know how it came out to being ass gravy.
He was putting gravy on his plate, and he goes, I'm gonna cover every hole with this gravy. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, you supplied the ass part. I did not.
It sounded more specific than I'm gonna put this gravy on every hole.
That's kind of, it's one of those things that it's kind of like when you eat pancakes. Because if you're going in the
front ways, that's man gravy.
But it's kind of like with pancakes. You have to have the syrup.
How is man gravy like pancakes?
Because you have to have syrup over everything.
You hear what I'm saying? Man gravy. Now you have man syrup too.
That's right.
Is that sweet. the pre stuff?
It's sweet.
Ugh.
It's tasty.
No.
It's hilarious because we both try our damnedest to make the other groan in disgust.
I usually win.
You usually do win, but every once in a while I get a good one. Like when you sent me that fish one the other day, where the guy was describing that
somebody
fish.
used the sound and put it on his TikTok. Because the sound bite for it is completely wrong.
Right. It's one of those ones where when you hear it, if you don't see what the person is referring to, it sounds like something straight out of a porn.
It's the guy that on Animal Planet does that river monsters.
Yeah.
So he has that specific voice, and it was some gigantic fish. And he's all, look at the length and the size of this thing.
And the girth of it.
And just the sheer girth of it. And that's how he's talking. Just like trying to put the fish to sleep kind of voice.
Like if he was doing like descriptive porn.
And then he entered.
Then he entered? He entered?
He intubated her carina with his...
Oh, God.
With his flesh tube.
Oh, man. And there's that. Now, it's hilarious because I've been doing gaming as long as I've known Brandy. And one of the first things anybody ever says when they hear her in the background is they hear her laugh is like, is that her real laugh? Like, you have such a unique cackle.
I have...
Like,
I've heard that my whole... No, I've never heard it from my whole. That would be interesting, though.
Although your whole has been speaking a lot lately.
The back one, not the front. You know, all the freaking Queen Laquifas on TikTok.
Oh.
Or what does Cody call them? Biscuit Whisper.
Biscuit Whisper. Jesus.
And TikTok is another thing that they need to get their act together.
Seriously. I mean, when people that are completely innocent just getting their shit banned because somebody decides that...
It offends me. Or if you're trying to get back at somebody you don't like, and... I mean, if it's fucking August and you got somebody reporting a video from April, that's stalking and doing shit on purpose.
That's going back in time and like watching all their shit and just being like, I'm going to report all their things.
Yeah.
And that's ridiculous. And then the problem is that most of the reporting mechanisms on all of these setups,
it's not actual people. They're looking for keywords that are said. And they're not even looking at the context that they're being said. And so, a lot of people who are in their I couldn't help it, so excuse me. In their that have creator funds, and then they get banned, they don't give them their money.
Right.
TikTok has been keeping it.
And
now I reported that 11-year-old girl, she said in one of the videos she was 11, and she's completely sexualizing herself with the things that she's wearing and sucking on lollipops and talking and makeup all over her face at 11 years old when they're supposed to prove their age to be 13. To them, 13 is the age, and it's supposed to be a family-friendly site. Yeah, give me family-friendly site.
Wow.
And the other day, I opened, I clicked the app first thing that pops up is a fucking sponsored video for Tinder.
Right.
Because Tinder is so family friendly.
There's
Come
nothing
on,
family
folks,
friendly.
let's all swipe left and swipe right and see who scores some pecker or cooter first.
And okay.
Yes, I said cooter.
The thing is that nothing on TikTok is necessarily family friendly. You got one of our favorites is sitting here getting my fat bitch on, and
North Omaha crazy cat lady.
That lady is fucking awesome. Straight up awesome.
I don't know if euphemism is the correct word.
The string of expletives that she gives when she's giving
the
a name.
names that she gives our
number 45.
Number 45 is amazing.
Oh yeah, and it's nothing about what a lot of these people do is family friendly.
But they know how to say it in a way where it's not but there are some that just and like for the past week, late at night, there's a live video of this dude that looks like he used to do porn in the 70s and never changed, and has all this like flashy disco lights in his room, and he has on I think they're cargo shorts, or I don't even know what kind of shorts, and he's doing this stupid wiggle dance for hours on end.
If he's got followers, apparently people want to see it, so.
And I went and looked at the page to make sure it was real and it wasn't BS, because there's a lot of people that make BS accounts and were showing like videos of The Rock and pretending to be like it was him. So
yeah, there's a lot of them on there,
and always the ones to report or say, put their unnecessary 2 cents in the comments, or just needless cruelty towards anybody. If you're big, skinny, plus size, medium size, tall, short, purple, green, yellow.
The thing is that no matter what you are, you're not good enough for somebody. I mean, you could be.
But I mean, you know.
And unfortunately, people who shouldn't be speaking are.
But if you look at their profiles, they have no posts. They're not following. They have no followers, nor are they following anybody.
Right.
It's just people who come on who are.
They're just trolls.
Miserable life.
They're just trolls. In fact, they may have 2 accounts, one that they actually post shit on, and one they use a troll. And
so I'm always like, don't feed the troll.
Yeah,
don't feed the troll.
But of course,
sometimes it's hard because you.
Oh, you see
you know me and my mouth, but they can get you for content, for violation on your comments too.
Yep.
Not just the creators' content. They can get you by your comments.
Yeah. And you know,
I'm, my mouth, I'm like,
I'm the first one to admit I am a total keyboard warrior. I am.
But you would still say the same thing to the person's face. So that doesn't make you a keyboard warrior.
This is true.
What you type is something you would say to their face.
Yeah. Absolutely. In fact, I've gotten on... It's... Every time I bring up, where I see somebody using inappropriate names or something like that. Now, in our conversations here, yes, we will say fuck, shit, asshole, dumbass, cocklet, or whatever.
I can't remember the seven words from George Carlin. I need to
Right.
Cher can remember it like off the top of her fucking head.
But I may use those terms, but I don't use them in anger at a person ever. And
But for me, the first thing that gets flied in my face will go straight to grade school.
oh yeah.
You fat bitch. Really? Is that all you got in that walnut-sized brain?
Do you turn Roxanne on them?
Completely.
And for those that are listening that are too young to remember this, Steve Martin did a movie called Roxanne. This is a reimagining of a classic tale.
But I'm like, is that the best you got? I looked at your pictures. They're on your page. I'm like, and your point?
Right. Couldn't you do better than fat ass?
Couldn't you, without stating the obvious, obviously you don't know me. If that's the only thing you can come at me with.
Exactly. And honestly, if somebody's going to come at me with something obvious, at least do so in a creative way.
Yeah.
Fat ass. Yay, you're so good at that. Come on. Can't you come up with something like plump pigeon or fucking Jello bowl or something? Be more creative than fat ass.
Yeah. And my ass ain't even fat.
Yeah, no, I got a pancake ass. Although I'm kind of flappy in the front because after losing weight, it's just kind of...
How? Yeah. You gotta go closer to the mic.
That's gonna sound like I'm like beating myself on
Okay, wackadoodle.
Oh.
But I remember the other chat room that we used to do.
Mm-hmm.
There was this one guy, and he was trying to piss everybody off, and that's when I had anger issues.
Before the drugs.
Before the medications. And he just kept on going and going, and I was like, you know what, you fuck? You want to talk shit? I said, you think I'm just talking shit? I'll tell you where and when to be at a certain time.
Mm-hmm.
And because it was the bi-weekly thing.
Right.
I tell you where, when, what time, and your skinny little ass better be there. Because I don't talk shit. You want to keep talking shit to me? You can talk shit to my fucking face. I swear so much people showed up that night waiting for this guy to show up. Because they're like, where is he? Where is he? We want to watch you drag him across.
Because people that have big words like that are always chicken shits. All right. And I don't call somebody out like that. I just don't. If you're standing in front of me and you manage, and it is next to impossible to manage to piss me off to the point of violence with your words. Next to impossible. Because to me, words are words. Words can make you a dick. Words can make you a sick asshole.
And they can make you an imbecile as well.
They can make you an imbecile. But words cannot cause me physical harm. So I can let somebody talk all day long.
The only reason why that other situation got to me is because they knew where we lived.
Mm-hmm.
They spoke about myself, my disability, and then they spoke about my mother.
Yeah. And it's one of those ones where I say next to impossible. I do not say impossible because I'm sure that there's somebody that could find my trigger and
they knew where I lived.
Yeah. They made it personal.
Yeah.
They made it extremely personal, and that's what it would take. You have to actually manage to make it personal. And
then she had perfect opportunity that night that she opened her cum bucket of a mouth
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, I excused myself from the situation. I didn't want to escalate it in any way. I said, "Excuse me, I'm sorry, I can't do this." And I walked away.
Yeah.
And
And
she comes flying out saying, "Fuck you, you fucking bitch, and blah blah blah, I'll kick your fucking ass." Now, mind you, saying all of this while walking backwards in the other direction.
right. Like Brandy's like, okay. And just starts
And
walking
I'm like,
forward and she's like
and I'm standing there like,
backing up the whole time.
I'm right here. Why are you moonwalking?
Yeah.
Because if I went towards her, I instigated it.
Right. And see now I think wasn't that the one that started off the whole incident because this person was in a room where no, this wasn't the one that was because they were doing a different language in a room that was predominantly
that was you.
That was started with my conversation, then it got continued to you.
That was in the chat room. This was in person.
Because there was a chat room where, it's just I guess maybe it's just a personal thing for me. If you're in a room that is 99.9% of the people there only speak one language, it's kind of rude to have a side conversation in front of everybody where everybody can hear you, everybody can see you in another language that nobody else can understand. It's just kind of rude. If you want to have a private conversation, go off to the side where you're not like having that conversation like right there. There's no reason to, I don't know. That's just a rude thing. And then because I brought that up, I got told, I got called every name under the sun. I got called a racist. I got told I was being a racist fucking,
and then that person said that one person was gonna come after me and try and come and fight me, and I went to the weekly event, saw her there. I waited till a lot of people left.
Right. You gave the respect because again, it's a matter of respect. You don't call somebody out in front of large groups. You just for something like that, you person to person. You don't make it a big thing. I
just wanted to observe how she acted to see, that's my. I will observe the situation first.
All bark, no bite.
So after a lot of people left, I went up to her and I said, "I need to talk to you real quick about something." And she goes, "Yeah, what's up?" I was like, "Nothing bad, but I just need to ask you I need to just ask you a question. So and so said that you were coming here tonight to kick my ass." And she went, "What?" I was like, "Yeah." She said, and she's all like, "She said my name." I was like, "She said your name specifically, that you were going to come here to kick my ass."
That group was full of so many troublemakers. Yeah. People talking smack. And it's a bad thing because I really enjoyed hanging out with most of the people in that group.
Yeah.
I really did. It was a fun time, great conversation.
But then you had a bunch of 50 to 60-year-olds who thought that this was their second chance at popularity in high school.
We are those 50-year-olds now.
I didn't say I was 50.
No, we are now.
No.
We weren't then.
No, I'm 21 forever.
Oh, God. I had this lady on my bus last night, and I had the whole bus cracking up on it because she got on my bus, and she was turning 79 years old.
Well, Dad just turned 80.
Yeah. So this lady's here with her family celebrating her 79th birthday. And, of course, I was like, "Oh, congratulations. Happy birthday." It's, That makes it 58th anniversary of your 21st birthday. Cracking up. I don't know how I did the math so fast. I actually managed to do it in a matter of seconds to figure that one out. Normally I wouldn't either. I mean, I'd have to sit down with a piece of paper and be like, that was, carry that, and yeah. But no, it had her cracking up, and everybody was like singing happy birthday to her on the bus, and people promising to make sure she can't remember her birthday. It was cool. When you see somebody that's really old, I mean, that's just the only way to say it, but when you see somebody that's really up there in years and just still having a time of their life, just going out and doing it, it's kind of like, okay, I got something to look forward to, you know? But except for you on your birthdays, it always rains.
When we moved here, and then this year, when everybody's in freaking quarantine and we couldn't go anywhere and everywhere was closed, it didn't freaking rain.
We've lived in Vegas for 6 years this November. 6 years this November, we've lived in Vegas. And 4 of those years in January.
And the cocksucking weather.
It has rained on her birthday. 4 out of those 6 years.
Couldn't do nothing. Couldn't cruise the strip. People watch. Nothing.
And then one of those years, the whole fucking thing is shut down anyway.
Everything is all shut down. Can't go to dinner anywhere.
Not that you'd want to go to dinner anywhere at that point, because this was before everybody had the vaccine. It was just a bad situation all around. You're looking at the outside world, but my birthday.
It was my birthday. Didn't you? No, you had vacation. So I look out the window and I'm like, look, didn't I say this last week? Watch, it's not going to fucking rain on my birthday. Sure enough, we go out on our patio. Not one stinking drop.
You did get $200 worth of sushi.
True. And they used to swim in the water.
Oh, man. And you know it's weird, because here in the desert, the fish is not...
Of course. Hello?
Right.
Do you see fish just chilling in the sand?
Hawaii.
just going for it, like looking like a fucking sand... Looking like a fish snake.
That would be an eel.
No.
It's a fish snake. Or snake fish.
There's snakes that swim.
Yes, there are.
But that don't make them a fish snake.
Those are sea snakes.
That don't make a fish snake.
Fish snake would be an eel.
No.
Because that has gills.
No. Because it has skills.
What skills does a fish snake?
I don't know. You tell me.
I say gills.
You said an eel was a fish snake because it has scales. Yeah, you also get deaf when you're older too.
Yeah.
My dad is almost stone cold deaf. He's like 95% hearing loss already.
Oh, it's hilarious.
It's funny because Greg will know when I'm on the phone with my dad, and when my brother's on the phone with my dad, my niece will go, "Were you just talking to Grandpa?" So,
it's hilarious. I'll walk in the house and I'll know that she's talking to her dad, because all I hear in the background is like, "I said that I gotta go." It's like top volume, and
I always keep on telling him, check your battery. Turn up your volume.
Turn up your hearing aid, you deaf fucker.
I can't tell him to put on his glasses so he can hear, because his glasses is always on, but that doesn't necessarily mean he can see you either.
Oh, God. What was that? Put your hands in your pockets so you can see, or what was that your mom did, and then you and your brother walked around the store for like the whole rest of the time, touching every damn thing.
Look what. When we were little, My mom used to tell us, look with your eyes and not with your hands. And this shopping trip, we made her so pissed off that she's all, look with your hands and not with your eyes. So both of us look at each other, and I swear I think I'm like 5 or 6 years old, and he's 6 years older than me. So we're like, oh yes. So we start walking around with our hands in front of us and our eyes closed, just touching things. And she's all trying not to laugh and get more pissed off. She's all, cut that shit out. You guys know what I meant.
The bad part is that's exactly what I would have done as a kid. If my mom had said that, I would have absolutely walked around the store for the rest of the time.
The look of glee on her face was like, what? Yeah.
Because that's exactly... her mom and I used to piss her off. Now, everybody knows those displays, especially during the holidays, of like the dancing Santas.
These fuckers. Because he's tall and mom was a smurf. She was only like 5. She was 5 feet tall. She used to try and count her hair and say she was 5'1". So we would just let her say she was 5'1", and we're like, no, it's just her hair. So they would go to the section where it had all the, if you press the button, they all start dancing and singing whatever freaking song they're singing. And because she was short and could get all the ones on the bottom and down below, and he was taller and could get they would press every freaking button, and the whole freaking world would be all like jiggling and doing their dance. And then these two ding dongs are dancing with the freaking dolls. And then when I look at them, you see them running away. Now, mind you, my mom could not run. She looked like freaking... It was like Happy Feet.
Oh, God, yep.
It was like this little bounce of glee.
Well, except in the places where we had the carts, because then she would speed away on her little cart.
No, I saw her take out the entire bra rack at fucking Target.
I was there for that one.
And she was like, wasn't me. And went driving in the other direction. It wasn't me. Y'all should make the house bigger.
You used to get into, like, go-kart races with her on those damn things.
Yes, we used to race in Target.
Oh, God.
It was great.
And... yeah, no, it was dangerous.
When I finally got to get her into the carts, if there were bumper carts, it'd be way more fun. That's when she started taking out racks.
Yeah. Because talented driver, she was not. I'm glad that she was not the one driving. When
the aliens stole my hood.
Oh, so I got to give this car credit. Okay, it was a...
we talked about this the
Hyundai
last time.
Santa Fe? Yeah. Santa Fe.
A Santa Fe.
It was a good car. It ran. It ran well. Great mileage, everything. But ladies and gentlemen, next time you shut the hood of your car after checking your oil, make sure that the hood is all the way shut. And what is the noise? We have possessed children outside.
Screaming bloody murder outside.
Yeah, possessed children outside. But yeah, make sure your hood is all the way fastened, because when we're driving down the freeway...
it wasn't the front clasp. We didn't notice that the back joint had cracked.
The back joint had cracked. And when you're driving down the freeway at...
and the airflow through
60 plus miles an hour, and the hood just leaves.
It didn't hit our windshield. It didn't like flat back and hit the windshield. It just went straight. The aliens came and just sucked it up.
It just left. It was just like...
And then we pulled on the side of the road because I was scared to death. I looked in my mirror to see if it hit somebody else because I was like, oh my God.
It went off the top of a bridge.
Like, we stopped on the side. I made Greg go across,
Yep.
Go look for it.
Here I am in the freeway with cars going by at 60 miles an hour, and I'm like, don't get hit, don't get hit. Yeah. But,
and now, mind you, this bridge, homeless people live. So there must have...
Right. I was waiting to see an article in the newspaper the next day of homeless man flattened by hood of car. I mean, it was just a complete shocker.
It's just straight up. I mean, it flipped up to where we saw the whole hood and then just sucked up in the air.
Oh, yeah.
If it flipped all the way back and hit us in the windshield, we would have been fucked.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm glad it broke the way it did. Not happy it broke. Oddly enough,
but we were lucky to find a replacement.
Yeah, we found a replacement and managed to get it installed pretty easy. But cars, cars never break down when you expect them, and it's always a shocker.
But not everyone have aliens come and suck their fucking hood right off their damn car.
I had the world's largest fart.
Huh?
The other day when I told you that my tire blew on my bus, it wasn't a pop blowout.
Did it go?
It was.
Don't lie, it was you.
I could not be that loud. Like, it was it was the back tire, and I could hear it in the bus, over the engine, and over all the traffic around me.
Over the mountains and through the woods?
Through the gas I go. But oh my God, it was hilarious. And I'm driving, I was like, oh my God, what the hell was that? Because it really didn't change anything. I'm going around the corner. It felt like I ran over a curb, but I didn't.
The double tires in the back.
Right. So I felt the rise and fall like I'd gone over a curb, but that's because the tire just went and it moved weird.
But according to you, it didn't go. It went.
Exactly. And so I get around, and it's just I pull up to the BTC, and it's like somebody might want to come and check this. So yeah, kick the tire, big huge tire, no big blowout, just
it doesn't.
Yeah. Luckily, I had the inside tire, because if it had happened on the front tires, we would have just been done. Well, yeah, because the back tires are dualies. Mm-hmm. If it had been the front tire, there's only one tire up there, so it would have been. So you would have went bonk. Would have went bonk and just not moved. Just, I'm done. But that was just freaky, and it scared the shit out of me.
He's talking really loud outside. If I can hear it through.
Yeah, seriously, and you know what? Good enough time anyway. So I'm gonna.
Okay, I have one last thing to say.
Go for it.
Because I didn't have a chance to say it. Never mind, I can't say it.
Okay. Sometime other than now, when you're ready. So, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for listening to the Squirrel Tangent. You can check us out on all of your favorite streaming services. Please do us a favor, share it with a friend, rate and review us on iTunes, that whole 9 yards. All of that stuff helps us get found. If you do like what you heard, make sure to check us out on patreon.com/the Squirrel Tangent. Maybe consider subscribing and giving us a couple of shekels to keep it going even longer for you. Yeah, other than that, I do have my other podcast, The Wheel of What. If you're interested in the fantasy series, check it out. Aloha. Bye-bye. Bye, Karen.